again, not feeling good, if we're feeling sort of miserable, I've actually realised that we can, it really is a choice, because we just have to change our mind. We have to feel a different way, but when we don't realise we can do that, we don't do it.
Yeah.
We think we're stuck feeling like that, but we're not, because it's not our natural state. Our natural state is to be going on that bus trip tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? And we're so excited we can hardly sleep.
Yeah.
All right, that's our natural state. That's what and anything else is bullshit and it's a lie. We've got to understand that finally after all these years. Our natural state is to be going on that bus trip and we're going to have a great time and we're so excited we can almost piss ourselves. That's how it's supposed to be right now, right? And anything other than that state is a lie. We've got to start understanding that, because they've been sold a fucking lie. The whole thing. Sludge Boy, right, has cooked this up. And I mean, after bloody 40 odd years of looking at this stuff, it's about time I started to get some sort of angle on it. And now I'm talking to you about it, which is the only person I can talk to about it. And I don't care. There could be a million people saying that, they're screaming, bullshit, oh, you losers, crazy, bullshit, what are you talking about? I don't care. It means nothing to me. We've got this going on right now, and truth is truth. It's an axiom, like gravity. Just because, okay, we're sitting in this world of bullshit, swirling around. But we've been made, fearfully and wonderfully made, to
make choices.
See through that. Okay? And so then we have to learn. And so one of the clues, one of the things that's working for me is this idea of the bus trip. That really went in when I first heard that.
Yeah.
That made a lot of sense. Yeah, mate. That made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because it just did. It was, and it is a great analogy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I can remember exactly how I felt and I realised that's the truth.
Yep.
That's how we're supposed to be. Even though there are billions of people who aren't feeling like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they couldn't feel like that.
Yeah.
They're just not feeling like that, because they haven't been taught that they can.
Yep.
The only clue they have, right, the only clue they have to feeling like that is the world throws them a birthday and a Christmas. So twice a year it throws them this chance to give presents and have a party and feel great and have a good time, right? And so when those two times come around, we love it, don't we? We love giving presents and having parties and laughing and having food. Okay? So in other words, we'd be doing that every day if we could, giving presents, having parties, right? But the world only lets us do it twice a year. But if we were allowed to, we'd be doing it every day. Because when we do get the chance, we really fucking go for it, don't we? We love going to the party. And here's a present. Oh, yeah, great. Oh, they love their present. Okay? We'd be doing that every day if we could, right? But we're just told that we can only do it twice a year. So we've accepted, we're only allowed to have a good time twice a year. The rest of the time we've got to work our guts out so the elite can have a fucking a slave. But once we start to understand that, and we're not just in all this darkness. Okay. Well, then that starts to give us. That's when we start to get onto the power, which is really there, which is something that they don't know anything about. They know nothing about that power. They can't tell them about it. Can't show it to them. Even if I did miracles, you still wouldn't believe. Okay, so they're not gonna go for it. Okay. But what do you and I do? Do we just jump over that fence? Okay, let's go. No way, right? So, this natural state thing, because it really is the natural state. So the normal way we've been living is kind of, our natural state has been smudged over, right? That's right. You know, I heard a terrible thing. Do you want to hear a really terrible thing? It really depressed me. This is really shocking. What a disgusting fucking world. I'm going to talk about stuff in the Bible and everything, but
go on.
when I tell you this is sludge boy, mate. This is fucking sludge boy. I just want this to be over, this nightmare, this mess. It's pain.
Well, tell me the story.
Okay. Nigeria, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is part Muslim, part Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Muslims and Christians living there. There's churches and there's mosques, all right? Now, the high school kids just had their exams, all right? And some of the Muslim kids said on Facebook, "Oh, Allah helped me to pass my exams. Praise be to Allah. Allah is great." All right? Good on you, Allah. He helped me pass my exams. And everything was good. This Christian girl, about 14 or something, okay? She put on her Facebook, "Jesus Christ helped me pass my exams. Jesus is great." Okay? A fucking Muslim mob came and attacked the school. The teachers tried to hide her. They dragged her out and stoned her to fucking death. And where did they get that from? You know, so I'm sitting here thinking, oh no, it's all about stories about stuff within us, you know, stone the little kid. But fuck, that's where they got that from, the bloodthirsty cunts. Ugh. And this is what world we're living in. That's going on. It's only geography. It's just over there. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 mile or 1,000 miles. It's there. Fucking right there. Doing that right now as we speak. Bloodthirsty pigs. Sharia law. Oh, mate, if I was the 2 witnesses, they'd all be fucking toast. That would be fried. And we're going to live in this world where that's going on and pretend that, oh, okay, yeah, and dealing with, the interest rates and all the stories. And then that shit happens, which is kind of like so in your face. Just because it's in another country doesn't that mean shit. It's right there. And those fuckers want to go everywhere. They're here. But where they got that from? So what do we do with that? And all the good Christians and everything, they just want to brush that under the water, and your mate here, he just want to know about stuff like that, you know? They don't want to dig that stuff out, and they just, even the Jews, the Jews don't stone their kids to death, and you ask them about it, it's like, you know? But if that's not right, why don't the Jews stone their kids to death? Well, was God wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe they do and they don't tell anybody. I sometimes think that whenever a Jewish kid is born, the old man paints his name on a rock and leaves it on the mantelpiece. So every time the kid gets out of line, the old man just points to the rock and goes, Hamey.
Yeah.
Hamey shuts up. His rock's up there on the fucking mantelpiece. Hamey. They probably do.
Sickening.
So, and that's transferred over to the Muslim thing, and they've just
they hate
cranked it up
They
to
hate
the
the
max.
Western world.
Hey?
They hate the Western world with all its corruption. But what?
You know
that's
what?
worse.
But see, this is the mad thing, okay? This is the mad part. I've actually read the Quran, and in the Quran, Muhammad refers to Jesus as the Messiah, and he calls the Christians the people of the book. In other words, he had a lot of respect for Jesus. He called him the Messiah, and the Christians were the people of the book. So in other words, Muhammad acknowledged Jesus, but these fuckers, they don't even realize that. Even I realize that, but they don't seem to realize that. She said something about Jesus, didn't say anything about Muhammad, and they stoned her to death. But in the Quran it says Muhammad respected Jesus.
Yeah.
But they don't even, that's what I mean. So it's all bullshit, everything, and somehow we have to confront that and compartmentalize it and go on with our day, with our fixed behaviours and patterns and conditions and sort of justifications and with this idea that deep underneath all of that there's some vital spiritual dynamic that can just burn through all of that and through the ignorance and just transform reality.
Yeah.
As
Wonder
you know.
why God allows that. That's cruel. I mean, that's somebody's little girl. That's somebody's daughter.
She's cute and smart, sweet. Fucking dragged her out and stoned her to death. What she must have been experiencing in the last couple of minutes. Bloodthirsty cunts.
Yeah.
But that's happened everywhere. Look at the Pope did.
Catholic. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Muhammad got that from the New Old Testament and also from the Pope, the torturing, the Inquisition, all that sort of stuff. You know, like got that. So everywhere he looked was blood and pain. So he just started up something with lots more blood and pain. You think, hey, you think that's blood and pain? Huh? I'll show you fucking blood and pain.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it seems like. That's what he's come up with.
Yeah.
So it's like the Judaic faith has gotten weaker, but the Muslim thing has gotten stronger, and that sludge boy, you know, just breaking out.
Yeah.
It's just getting in the last days. He knows his time is up.
Yeah.
It's got to be that, you know.
Oh no.
That beautiful girl. You know? So she's out of this now. But when I read that, man, it's like, and our politicians, come here, you know, and they do it here. They mutilate their little girls, cut their fucking clitorises out. And yet, and the fucking alphabet people are taking over, mate. You know? Not so much in Australia, I can see, but in America. You give it, the alphabet people were having a rally or something, and he was over the other side of the street, and he was just reading from the Bible. Well, they came in and he got arrested. Just reading the Bible to them, saying,
this?
in America.
Yeah?
He was just reading the Bible. It wasn't harassing them or anything. But just saying, oh, you know, God says this is no good, you know. And they came and arrested him, quite roughly, for standing there reading the Bible. They showed it, you know. See, like, because the cop came to speak to him, right? And then you can see him talking to him. And then the cop turned away. And then the bloke said a Bible verse, you know, as the cop was walking away. And you can see the cop, and you see him change. You see his face just go, get all dark, and he turned around, he came straight back over and grabbed him and fucking put the cuffs on him. And then when he said this one thing, so he really convicted this cop, and this sludge boy just rose up, and you could see it, you know, like a shadow came over him. Yeah, so, but for us, what does it mean for us? In the midst of all that, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Right? We can't take this personally, because then we join ourselves to it. Right? We just need to understand it. We're in it, but we're not of it.
Yep.
Okay? Don't want to be of it. It's the last thing you want to be doing. You want to be of it. I'd rather, not even a choice. If I had a choice, you know, if they said you can be of it, or you can go and take your chances in the 40-day fast and perish. Oh, mate, there wouldn't be, you know, there'd be no choice at all. You know, I'd be out there doing the fast. You know, so yeah. So right now, and there's a plan. It's not our plan.
Yeah.
We're just in it. We've got to stop thinking about it. We're just going to be grateful for the beautiful moon and see the new moon and the star and the new moon. Okay.
Yeah.
I keep trying to just tell him how grateful I am for how beautiful things are. Palms, I love palm trees.
Yeah.
Because if I'm trusting that it's his plan, right? There's a plan, a story, a real one, not okay, but the real one. There is a real story underneath all the stories. If I'm trusting that there is a real story, then it's not my story, and there's no way I could ever understand it like this, right? But what I can do is I can be grateful for being a part of it, right, without thinking about, without trying to construct it and organise it and have an idea about what that is. Just whatever it is, I'm grateful for being a part of it. And then I'm thinking that and feeling that in doing that, then it starts to get revealed.
Yeah.
The real stuff, okay? Because there's nothing of it is in here.
In the head.
And all these stories are in, and everything you read and everything you hear from people, it's all in here, okay? And it's all necessary, obviously, but it's all in here. And it's the big washing machine of data. But people aren't, I said, they're not speaking to the teacher, they're only speaking to the other students. And the other students don't have the answers, they're just the students. Right? They don't know. There's only one person who's got the answers. He's the teacher, and he's up there, and these people run around talking to the other students. I'm a better student than you. You got low grades, I got better grades than you, you know what I mean? Look at me, I'm going to graduate. So anyway, so then, but prayer is not enough, because we've got, don't pray like the hypocrites who pray with lots of words, thinking that that's going to be noticed. Okay, so prayer alone, the mechanics of prayer is not enough, because it says don't pray like that. All right, so it's got to be the right kind of prayer. So we've got a clue about that in the closet, but that's metaphorical, you know, that's within yourself. So what does a real prayer consist of? Okay, so you've got to think, well, what would consist of a prayer that was like, would be pleasing to God, to the creator of the universe? Well, obviously the first thing would be, thank you for this amazing, beautiful universe. All right, it would be nothing to do with what you want. Please give me this, I need this. That's not even in it, right? Not even, that's nothing, you know, it's not even a shadow inside a real prayer. Okay, so what you would imagine, you have to start with thank you for all of this, and gratitude and humility for being a part of it.
Yeah.
The devotion thing,
Mm.
that's where you would kind of focus and you leave it there, and then you would wait for that understanding that comes through, and you know it's not in your head because it's coming through inside your prayer, right? And you know that. Okay, so because we're talking about God, so you can't be approached with any head stuff, but appreciation, right?
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's all we have to do. Not like the big long prayers that the hypocrites do, all right?
Yep.
Okay? And not you don't get your prayers answered because you're just going to consume them on your lusts. None of those prayers, all right?
Yeah.
And it's also believing that he's really going to respond. Because if we don't believe that, it's not going to happen. That's another part of the prayer. One must believe that God is a rewarder of those who seek him in righteousness. Okay? And then the other aspect is our character. I'll have one more singing with you and then I'll get going.
Okay.
Would you like one of these?
Yep.
So I'm trying to put it all together, mate, and because we don't have to worry about tomorrow because it hasn't been made yet, but the way that we're thinking right now is going to have something to do with what tomorrow looks like, right?
Yeah.
So if we're having exciting, positive thoughts right now and maintaining those energetic, positive thoughts, okay, and I'm feeling good and creative, and okay, and I'm feeling humble and grateful and powerful. If we're having those thoughts and keeping them, then tomorrow is going to look a bit like that. But if we're sitting there having our, geez, this is wrong, that's wrong, then tomorrow is going to look like that.
Yeah.
So why would you choose that one over the other one? See?
Yeah.
And so, okay, we're going to join the dots because we're being influenced by Sludge Boy. So let's understand that and put on the armor of God. There's that reference, okay?
Yeah.
All right? So, because what does an armor do? It protects you from blows, all right?
Yeah.
So it's not this religious thing where you got to put on coats and jewels and everything like that. It's not that at all. It's just understanding. The armor is understanding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's our thoughts that are driving everything. Our thoughts have brought us to this point today. Our thoughts in the past have brought us to here. So our thoughts that we're having now are going to take us there, right?
Yeah.
And now what quantum science is doing, it's explaining that, okay, here we are in this moment, and we're this little pulsating ball of energy, right? Of half particle, half waveform, where we're alternating between particle and waveform, and not only that, we're also appearing and disappearing, and also being in a million different places all at the same time. Okay? This is what quantum scientists say. Inside the atom, when they found out that inside the atom doesn't work anything like outside the atom, right? It doesn't work anything like Newton, Archimedes, Einstein even, right? It's all different game down inside the atom, but that's what we're made of. Here you go, right?
Yeah.
So basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is they've understood now, well, this is what science is saying, that we are our body and okay, our matter, the mass, the matter, is a waveform. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's being superimposed over the waveform of the universe. So there's this, the universe is this one big modulating wave field that's right throughout the universe.
Yeah.
And we are little kind of branches of, or sort of little dots, connections to that big main field, right? But we're connected to it. We can interact with it. Now, so it gets interesting. So, so I'm gonna try to put this all into the context of a creator, of a consciousness, and of a physical universe, right? Now, and there's a billion different stories about how that whole mix comes out, but this is basically the story at the moment. What they've worked out so far.
Yep.
Is this? I'll just roll this. Okay, so what they have is like before quantum physics, you had Newton, right?
Yep.
And Newton said that Newton said this, right? I'm holding this lighter. Newton said that if I throw this lighter with a certain amount of force, I can calculate exactly where it's going to land over there, right? Now, Isaac Newton could work out exactly where that was going to land, right? And everybody was happy with that for a long time, hundreds of years, all right?
Yeah.
I worked lots of stuff out. Now, this is quantum fit. Now, then quantum come along and it says this, okay? I'm going to apply this much force to this object and I'm going to throw it in that direction. And Newton could predict exactly where it was going to land, okay?
Okay.
But now quantum says, okay, and when I throw it, it's going to land, and I'm expecting it to go over there, right? Just where Isaac Newton said. So here I'm going to throw it, and quantum physics says, and it's going to do this. At the same time, it's going to do this. At the same time, it's going to do this. Meanwhile, don't forget Newton says it's just going to go over there, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do that.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yep.
But for hundreds of years, we've been, hang on, we throw something that goes over there. That's what we do. And all of a sudden it's, no. It goes over there. And then it goes over there. Or it might go over there. Or it might go there. Or it might go over there. Or it might go over there.
Yeah.
Or it might do something else. Right? So, in other words, it comes down to possibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, you've got this field through the universe, and we're interacting with it, and we're at this one point right now, okay? At this time, we're talking, okay? Here we are. Now, they're telling us that you know the sliding door thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, they're saying that both those destinies exist. If you slid the door that way, that would happen.
Yeah.
Or if you slid the door that way, that would happen.
Yeah.
Well, they're telling us that both those possibilities exist before we actually slide the door.
Yeah.
They're saying that those possibilities are already there. Whether we choose to go this way or that way, they're already there. Every possibility is already there before we move.
Mm.
Okay, just before we make a move.
Mm.
We're in a moment, and every possible, every destiny, short and long-term destiny, is out there. Anything is possible. There are threads leading out to 1 billion different endings, all right,
Yep.
or destinies or resolutions, okay, or
Yep.
situation, right? And this is before you move. They're saying that they all exist. This is the string
Yeah.
theory of multiverse, the whole latest and greatest. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's starting to make sense. So now, all right. So we've got all these possibilities out there. Now let's split it down the middle. We'll say that half those possibilities have got shit endings.
Mm.
Half of those possibilities have got good endings.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Now that's a kind of scientific way to look at it, because they haven't happened yet. Nothing has happened yet. No one, not one person on the earth, not even the smartest scientist in the world, can tell you exactly what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because he doesn't know.
No.
Right? Because someone does, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Right? That's beside the point here.
God.
Right? It's just we'll just stick with real time. Smartest scientist in the world cannot tell you exactly what is going to happen in the next 5 seconds. All right? He can tell you, he can describe all the possibilities, right? But he can't tell you which one, right? That's the thing, okay? No one can tell you which one. That's it, you gotta understand that. Except a really good psychic, man. See, that's where the whole psychic thing comes in. That's why the psychics can do that stuff, because everything has already happened, past, the future is all there. It's all there, right? We just can't see it. It's part of the extra, the Akashic record is the wider part of the spectrum that we can't see, okay? But they're telling us that it's all there. Now, what does that mean for you and me? All right, so from this point, at this point, we have 1 million different possibilities of the way our life could go from this moment, right? We could do anything, right?
Yep.
So, and they're all there, those possibilities. All the options are there. This is kind of, the law of attraction thing is linked in here, but I don't think they really realise that themselves so much, okay? But it's all tied in, okay? So, because I've been really thinking about this, and they think that the universe hears you thinking about something, and so it goes out of its way to produce that thing, right, for you. That's not how I see it. I see it more like this, that, okay, so with the law of attraction, something, say you want a new car, right?
Yeah.
Now, somewhere out there is your new car,
Yeah.
which they keep saying, right? And you just got to feel it.